Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well, as always. Welcome. If you are new here, welcome to Studentink. I am Lakshita, and welcome back if you have already been here in this beautiful learning space of ours. Today, we have with us one of our very favorite faculties, and this is like a requested lecture from the students, if I tell you, because she had taken such an amazing lecture that the kids were going crazy that ma'am hum ek aur lecture chahiye, hum ek aur lecture chahiye, to hum ek aur lecture le aaye aapke liye. Okay, so just one quick thing from my end. You know the drill already. Okay, all of you, like share subscribe वाला part सबको पता है, तो अभी सब अपने आप कर लेंगे. And अगर आप लोगों को नहीं पता है तो मैं बता रही हूँ. Okay, you'll have to like the video, you'll have to subscribe it, and you'll have to give your comments in case you have any doubts, and press the bell icon also, by the way. Okay, so all of you, hi Karthik, hi Parinita, hi Vansh, hi everyone. So sweet of all of you. Good evening to all of you. Okay, so just while आप लोग अपना ये link share करते हैं सबके साथ, which you already have to, right? So everyone knows now that we are growing a community of learning. So सबको जल्दी से link share करना है. आज we are already a little late, so मैं ज़्यादा time नहीं लेने वाली हूँ. जल्दी से आप 2 मिनट में link share करिए. मैं आपको 2 मिनट में application दिखा देती हूँ, right? So that we can get started with the lecture. Okay, all of you? Great. So let me just quickly share the screen with you. Give me one quick minute. Right. So when you will actually log on into your application, which is the Octopod Studentink application, so मैंने already खोल के रखा हुआ है. So yeah, so this is what the Octopod Studentink application looks like. जब आप ये application पे click करके log in करेंगे, so what you will find over here is that you will find this section, which is the post section, जहाँ पे आपको मैम का lecture ऊपर run करते हुए दिख जाए. First thing, right? Second thing, अगर आप at the same time Octo World में जाए, तो यहाँ पे भी you will find मैम का lecture run करते हुए. अगर आप लोग Octopod से ही Octopod Studentink से ही join हो रहे हैं, तो यहाँ जो comment section है, आप यहाँ पे अपने सारे doubts, queries और questions पूछ सकते हैं मैम को. ओके अगर आप लोग YouTube पे कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं तो आप YouTube के कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछ सकते हैं. ऑब्वियसली अगर आप स्टूडेंटिंक से कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं तो आप यहाँ पे पूछ सकते हैं, मगर प्रेफरेबली आप स्टूडेंटिंक से ही कनेक्ट होइए, बिकॉज यहाँ पे आप मैम के साथ खुद भी कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं. सो मृणाल मैम का खुद का भी आईडी है, आप उनके साथ कनेक्ट होके पर्सनली उनको क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकते हैं. मैम के साथ यू कैन इंटरैक्ट, आपके कोई भी डाउट्स हैं आपको पब्लिकली नहीं बताने हैं तो आप मैम से 1-on-1 ही उस चीज को क्लैरिफाई कर सकते हैं. ओके, अदर देन दैट वी हैव वाउचर्स एंड कूपन्स जो आप लोग रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट्स के थ्रू परचेज कर सकते हैं. रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट्स क्या है वो देखने के लिए आप प्लेटफॉर्म पे आना पड़ेगा आपको. ओके, सो अगर आप प्लेटफॉर्म पे हैं तो आपको ऑलरेडी पता होगा रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट्स क्या है. सिमिलरली हमारे पास ये बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव टेस्ट और ये इंग्लिश 101 के कोर्सेज और ये सारी चीजें ऑलरेडी आपके लिए फॉर्मुलेटेड है, राइट? जो खुद एक्सपीरियंस फैकल्टीज ने बनाई है, जो आपके खुद के टीचर्स हैं. सो ये एग्जाम क्रैक करने में आपकी बहुत हेल्प करने वाले हैं. इसके अंदर बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस हैं और ये सीक्रेट है जो मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. ओके, सो मेक श्योर यू एक्चुअली कम हियर, टेक दीज पैकेजेस एंड यूटिलाइज इतना सारा जो फ्री कंटेंट है. यहाँ कैटेगरी वाले सेक्शन में भी यू हैव सो मच ऑफ फ्री कंटेंट in almost every category. So make sure कि यहाँ पे आप सारा free content आके utilize करें. And now because we are running a little late, तो मैं ज़्यादा deep में नहीं जाऊँगी. And I'll just hand over the lecture to Brunal ma'am. Brunal ma'am has already been an educator with us for a long time. She has been an educator and experienced faculty for the past 10 years. She has an MBA from Scranton University. She's a teacher with Pennsylvania University, and her qualifications goes on and on and on. तो अब मैं उससे ज़्यादा lecture नहीं लेने वाली. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. So today's lecture, as Lakshita said, was actually requested by my students. They wanted to know phrases and clauses. But to teach them phrases and clauses, I've come up with 3 lecture series because it's important that you understand verbs, verbals, and then I can make you understand phrases and clauses. So for verbals, we will be doing gerund, participles, and infinitives. So let's start our lecture. So I'm just going to start sharing my screen with you all. Let me just open. So I hope you all can see this. Okay. So what are verbals? Verbals, non-finite verbs, they are verbs. However, they are not working as a verb in the sentence. So there are three types of verbals or non-finite verbs: gerund, participle, and infinitives. So what are gerunds? Gerunds are present participle. So verbs with ing at the end that works as nouns. So gerunds are nouns, always nouns. Participles. Now participles can be present participle and past participle. And participles are always adjectives. Now comes the tricky one, infinitives. Infinitives can be noun, adjective, and an adverb. So don't get confused. I'm going to teach you everything in detail. So in today's lecture, we are actually going to learn how to identify gerund, participle, and infinitive. So that's the objective of our lecture today, to learn to identify them. Because once we identify them, then only we will know about phrases and clauses. Okay? So let's begin. So first of all, we will be doing, oh yeah, thank you. So before we even start that, I need to tell you the first way of identifying gerunds or participle is there are no helping verbs before them. So if you notice here, it says hearing his scream. Now hearing is present participle form of the verb, right? Or the ing form of the verb. So I'll call them ing form of the verb going forward. I don't want to confuse you. So they are ing form of the verb. But is there any helping? Because if it is a present tense or present continuous tense, it would be is hearing. If it is past continuous tense, it would be was hearing. But you don't see any helping verb before that. So that is the first test to find out if it is a gerund or a participle. So first of all, when you do not notice any helping verb before it, that means it is not a verb. It is not a finite verb. It is not working as a verb in the sentence. So it is a verbal. So in the first test, whether you know in a sentence whether it's a verbal or a verb. So I'm not going to call it a non-finite verb, a long word. We will call it verbal. It's easy, right? So verbals can be found out first of all by knowing that there are no helping verbs before that. Helping verbs are is, was, have, has. So if you don't see any helping verb, that means it is a verbal. Now you will tell me that, ma'am, there is no helping verb here either. But rushed is the past tense form, which is a V2 form of the verb. It does not require any helping verb. But hearing, the present participle verb or the ing verb, requires a helping verb. Okay? Same way, if you are looking at past participle, they always require a helping verb. Okay? So this is the first test. These are the examples. So hearing his scream. Here, this is a verbal. I see a girl carrying a basket of flowers. Again, here, carrying does not have any helping verb, so it's a verbal. Galloping horses is a great sight to behold, but riding is what I like. So galloping, there is no helping verb before that. It's a verbal. Riding, again, there is no helping verb, so it's a verbal. His tattered coat needs mending. Tattered. Again, tattered is the past participle form of the verb tatter. So tattered coat. Again, here there is no have or had, right? So it is a verbal. Now we will understand verbals in detail. So now we'll find out whether those verbals are gerund, participle, or infinitives. Okay. So first of all, we will be learning about gerunds. So as I said, gerunds are always nouns. So noun can be used as a subject. Noun can be an object of the verb or object of the preposition. So noun can come in three places in a sentence, right? It can either be a subject or an object. So it could be a direct object, indirect object, or an object of preposition. So let's see how, and there are few things. So before gerund is a noun, so articles can come before gerund. So the dancing was exceptionally good. So when you see there is an article before dancing, that means this dancing is a gerund. Only articles will come before noun, right? We cannot put articles before uh, an adjective. No, right? So we saw some singing birds in the garden. Again, some, many, few, all those determiners will also come, or the pronouns will also come before the gerunds. So these words are gerunds. Singing here is a gerund. Gerunds can have their own adjectives. So gerunds can have their own adjectives. Here, dancing, graceful dancing. So that becomes its own adjective. And possessive case of noun and pronoun should be used before the gerund except in passive voice. Oh, I forgot. Wait. I was going to write it except passive voice and when they are it's certain words when they're with certain words. Okay, I'll go in detail, don't worry. So Padma objected to Vidya's talking like that. Now Vidya's talking, if we write, I'm just gonna uh, type in here another sentence. Okay, you can see it over here. So Padma objected to Vidya talking like that. Now, both of these sentences are grammatically correct. Okay, both of these sentences are grammatically correct. However, they both have a different meaning and talking is used in a different manner. So, here, if I write this sentence, then this talking becomes a participle, whereas here it is a gerund. सो वॉट हियर दे आर सेइंग, अगर मैं हिंदी में इसको समझाती हूँ, इस चीज को आपको हिंदी में समझाती हूँ, ये सेंटेंस को हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करके समझाती हूँ, तब आपको ज्यादा पता चलेगा. इसमें लिखा है पद्मा ऑब्जेक्टेड टू विद्या टॉकिंग लाइक दैट. सो पद्मा को विद्या के इस तरह बात करने से ऑब्जेक्शन है. अब जो मैंने सेकेंड सेंटेंस लिखा है यहां, पद्मा ऑब्जेक्टेड टू विद्या टॉकिंग लाइक दैट, तो पद्मा ने विद्या को ऑब्जेक्ट किया उस तरह बात करने के लिए. सो दो चीजें हुई. एक है जिसमें बोल रहे हैं कि पद्मा को विद्या की बातों से प्रॉब्लम है, विद्या की इस तरह, विद्या जो इस तरह से बात करती है उससे प्रॉब्लम है. और दूसरा है कि पद्मा ने विद्या को ऑब्जेक्ट किया इस तरह से बात करने के लिए. तो यहां पे ये टॉकिंग पार्टिसिपल बन जाता है और यहां पे ये जेरंड है. ओके, कई बार आप लोगों को एग्जाम में ये पूछा जाता है कि ये जेरंड है या पार्टिसिपल है, आप क्लासिफाई कीजिए. इसी वजह से ये टेक्निकली जानना बहुत जरूरी है. तो अगर इसके आगे पॉजिटिव एडजेक्टिव लगाया हुआ है या पॉजिटिव नाउन हमने यूज किया हुआ है तो ये बनेगा gerund. Otherwise, that becomes a participle. So gerunds can be used after some verbs where the infinitives cannot be used, right? So certain words we cannot use infinitives. We will learn about those words where I'll show you while we are doing infinitives. But gerunds can be used over there. So students stopped talking when the librarian came. We cannot say the students stopped to talk when the librarian came. Then it will be wrong. It would be students stopped talking when the librarian came. That's the way it should be said. Okay. Now, if you have any questions regarding any of this, as Lakshita said, you can ask me in Octopod comments section, or you can ask me in YouTube chat, because I'm checking both of my um, things, okay, YouTube as well as the comment section in Octopod. However, going forward, it'll be easier if we just go on to Octopod comment section, because then it becomes easier for me. Okay, so I would advise you, if you want to join in the next lecture, it'll be better we all are talking through Octopod comment section so that I can solve your queries. Okay. There is a question from Vishal Sangvi. He's asking, ma'am, what is the meaning of tattered? Now, tattered means worn out, something, fatatuta. That is tattered. Okay. So, any questions about gerunds, guys? We're just going to look at few more examples. Okay. Okay. So, few more examples of gerunds. As we know, gerunds are nouns. Organizing an event is a huge responsibility. So now the other test for gerund, I can replace it with it, right? It is a huge responsibility. What? Organizing an event. So I can replace organizing an event with it. So of course it's a subject, it's a noun. So organizing an event, so here organizing is a gerund. Okay? I like reading poetry. I like what? Reading poetry. So I like it. I can replace reading poetry with it. Or if I ask the question what to the verb, I like what? Reading poetry. So then I get the answer, always a gerund. Watching ducks is fun. Now this is a tricky one. Watching ducks. Now, why is it a gerund, right? You would say that watching ducks is fun, but here the sentence would be a object of preposition. For me, watching duck is fun, because watching duck, there are no such thing as watching ducks, right? You can have swimming ducks, you can have kind of beautiful ducks, or ducks can be uh, crazy ducks, but there cannot be watching ducks, right? That's why here watching is an object of preposition. So it's like, for me, watching ducks is fun. So the whole sentence, but we are just writing watching ducks. So watching ducks becomes a gerund. It is fun. What is fun? Watching ducks. So I can replace watching ducks with it, and hence it is a gerund. She had been working very hard to reach her goal. Now here, if you notice, she had been working very hard to reach her goal. This is not an example of gerund. I don't know why I've written it. I'm sorry. Must be to show you that here working is not used as a gerund. It is a verb, a finite verb. So that's a wrong sentence over here. He was not involved in hunting of the black buck. Involved in what? Involved in it. So that is hunting. So here hunting is again a gerund. Walking is a good exercise. Again, it is a good exercise. What is a good exercise? Walking. So walking again is a gerund. Okay. So I guess you all have understood gerunds. Any questions for gerunds before I move on to um, participles? Anything? Okay, somebody is asking if it is helping word before the participle. If there is helping word before the participle, then it is always a verb, a finite verb, which shows tense or number. So it's always a finite verb. Okay, so finite verb will tell you the time, it will tell you the tense, whether it was done in the past, it is happening, or it will be happening. So helping verb actually, or the finite verbs, tell you the time of the action when it is happening. It's like past, present, or future. So that is, if you see any helping verb with the participle, then it's always a finite verb. So today we are not learning about finite verbs. We are learning about gerund, participle, and infinitives, which are non-finite verb, which are verbals, which are not which will not change tense, or which will not change the time no matter what, whether tense changes or the number changes, the verb will remain as is. So for example, I'm just going to give you a quick example for that. Here I'll just write it over here, there's some space over here. So she needs her pills to control her diabetes. Okay, so for example, this is the sentence. If I change the tense, okay, she needed her pills to control her diabetes. So here, to control, which is an infinitive, it doesn't change form, right? It remains as is. So let's take one gerund. She likes reading. If I change it, they like reading. So if you notice here, she likes, they like. So like is a finite verb. Reading is a non-finite verb. It's a gerund, right? So here I change the tense. Here I change the number. But the non-finite verb remain as is. They don't change. So that's why they are non-finite verb. They do not change with the tense or the number. Okay? Okay, so I guess there are no questions about participles or gerund. I'm going to move on, and we'll see. We'll learn about participles. Now again, participles are verbals, right? They are non-finite verbs. A verbal is another name for non-finite verbs. There are many names, okay? Grammar can be confusing. But a verbal that functions as an adjective. So gerunds are nouns. We understood that, right? So nouns can be a subject, object, or an object of preposition. So direct, indirect, object, object of preposition. Then participle, they're always adjective. What is the function of adjectives? Adjectives qualifies the noun, right? They tells us something more about a noun. So that's what participles do. They tell us more about a noun. Again, they can be present participle or past participle. Now, present participle will have ing form of the verb, and it describes an incomplete action or state. So something which is still happening, which is ongoing. So the dancing dolls. So doll is still, is considered a dancing doll. So that action is still going on, or the state, that is the state of a doll, and it is dancing. So that doll, which keeps on moving, they are called dancing dolls, right? They keep on doing that. It hasn't ended. However, the wounded soldier. So past participle form of the verb describe and complete action which is done. The soldier was hurt. He was already wounded, and now he's called a wounded soldier. So that action is done. That is completed. So there are two participles, present participle and past participle. Present participle have ing form. They describe the incomplete action or state, and past participles have ed, en, past participle form of the verb. Sometimes d, ed, en, and then there are some irregular forms as well, like uh, go will become gone, buy will become bought, teach will become taught. So there are irregular forms, but you'll have to learn the past participle table. I always advise you to learn that. It's very important. And it describes the complete action or state which has already happened. Remember the word tattered, somebody asked me. So tattered, something, the cloth, जो cloth पहले से फटा पुराना है, जो फट चुका है, जो पहले हो चुकी एक्शन है, और उस वजह से अब वो एडजेक्टिव बना हुआ है, तो वो पास्ट पार्टिसिपल होगा. ओके, कुछ एग्जांपल्स पार्टिसिपल के. The man saw a car moving at great speed. So here the participle is moving, right? Oops, sorry. Okay, here. Okay, so here the car moving, right? Moving is moving. Moving is a participle. What kind of a car? A moving car. So moving is modifying a noun. So far, whenever we have learned adjectives, you've always seen that adjective comes before the noun. But when participles are used as an adjective, sometimes they also come after the noun. So here, the car, which car which was moving at a great speed? So the car which was moving at a great speed. So this is describing the noun car, and hence it's a participle. Having switched the light off, we went to sleep. Now, this is a participle phrase. It is called a participle phrase. Okay? He went to sleep after switching off the light, right? So having switched the light off, he went to sleep. So here, this is having is a participle form of the noun, and it is describing him. Okay? The shouting children were told to sit quietly in the school. What kind of a children? The shouting children. She treated the wounded soldiers with the utmost care. What kind of soldiers? Wounded soldiers. So they are describing the noun soldiers. Here they are describing the noun children. Please take care of my tattered book. Again, tattered. Sorry. So tattered is a participle and book is the noun. Easy, participles are very easy. As long as you know adjective, you know that which noun they are describing, and you can figure out that it's a participle. Okay, let me just check if there are any questions. I don't see anything so far. Okay. Vishal Sanghvi is again asking, what is the meaning of exceptionally? Exceptionally का मतलब होता है कि something जो बहुत ही extraordinary है, something good, something which is not normal is exceptional. Let me just check the YouTube comments. I don't think anybody has any doubts. Good, so we can just move forward. And now we will be talking about difference between gerund and participle. So few examples I've written so that I can explain you the difference between gerund and participle. So gerund, on the left side you see the list of sentences where gerund is used, and here there are sentences where participle is used. So the planning helps us succeed in life. What? The planning. What helps us? The planning. Oops. Okay. So what helps us? The planning helps us, right? The planning. It helps us. So it's a gerund. Here, the town planning was done exceptionally well. So the town planning was done exceptionally well. What was done exceptionally well? The town planning. But what was planned? The town. So planning here is describing the noun town, and hence it is used as a participle. Her graceful dancing captivated the audience till the end. Dancing. What captivated the audience? Her dancing. It captivated the audience. So again, it's a gerund. Here the same word, dancing. But what kind of a doll? Dancing doll. So it describes the doll, right? And hence it is an adjective. Respecting our parents is our duty. What is our duty? Respecting our parents. So here, respecting, it is our duty, and hence it's a gerund. Respecting her words, I never tried to meet her. Okay, I never tried to meet her because I respected her words. So, respected her words. This is a participle. Can we replace this with it? It, I never tried to meet her. No, right? So that is another, as I say, there is always two tests. You can replace it with it and you will not be able to make sense. And hence it is not a gerund, it is a participle. I admire the dogs finishing the race. Now here, see, as I had said earlier, it was written, right, that it has to have a possessive noun. This is a possessive noun. Dogs finishing the race. I admire the dogs finishing the race. मैं किस चीज को एडमायर करता हूं? डॉग के रेस फिनिश करने को. ओके, तो मैं यहां पे किसको एडमायर कर रहा हूं? डॉग्स के रेस फिनिश करने को. सो दैट्स वाई ये जेरंड है. बट यहां पे मैं किसको एडमायर कर रहा हूं? डॉग. डॉग जिसने रेस फिनिश की है. यहां पे मैं डॉग की एक्शन को एडमायर कर रहा हूं. और यहां पे सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर इन जेरंड आई एम एडमायरिंग डॉग की रेस फिनिश करने की एबिलिटी को, कि उसने रेस फिनिश कर दी, उस एक्शन को मैं एडमायर कर रहा हूं. और यहां पे इन दिस पार्टिसिपल मैं उस डॉग को एडमायर कर रहा हूं जिसने रेस फिनिश कर दी है. तो यहाँ पे ये फिनिशिंग डॉग को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है, डॉग जिसने रेस फिनिश कर दी है, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाई here just making it a possessive noun, just उतना सा डिफरेंस है ये दोनों सेंटेंस में, है ना? कितना कम डिफरेंस है. फिर भी यहाँ पे देखिए आप, सिर्फ ये है और यहाँ पे वो नहीं है, अपॉस्ट्रोफी एस नहीं है. ये पॉजेसिव नाउन है, ये पॉजेसिव नाउन नहीं है. तो इसीलिए ये बन गया आई एडमायर इट. एडमायर व्हाट? द डॉग्स फिनिशिंग द रेस. सो ये डॉग की रेस फिनिश करने की एक्शन को मैं एडमायर कर रहा हूं. यहां पे मैं किसको एडमायर कर रहा हूं? आई एम एडमायरिंग द डॉग. किस डॉग को? जिसने रेस फिनिश की है. ओके, सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस. Any questions, any queries, please feel free to ask me. Okay, you can ask me in the comment section or you can ask me on YouTube. I'm checking the chat because I don't want to miss any of your queries. Okay, somebody has asked me, ma'am, Octopod पे कहाँ पे link है? On Octopod, as Lakshita said, if you go to Octoworld, you will see the tab and you can click on the link. Okay, so we will move on. We will move on to infinitives. Infinitives बहुत ही easy होते हैं spot करने के लिए. Infinitives के आगे to लिखा होता है. अगर to और base form of the verb है तो वो infinitive है. पर टू कई बार preposition के तौर पे भी यूज किया जाता है, तो we just have to be careful with that. बट अगर टू के बाद बेस फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. टू के बाद अगर सी फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई राइट I went to her house. So if you notice, to is written over here as well, right? I've written to over here as well. मैंने टू यहाँ भी लिख दिया है. तो ये टू के बाद में बेस फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब है नहीं, ये टू के बाद में तो नाउन है, तो ये preposition होगा, राइट? ये preposition है और ये ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ preposition है. तो टू हमेशा से इंफिनिटिव नहीं होता है, सो यू गॉट टू बी केयरफुल विद दैट. बट अगर टू के बाद बेस फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब यूज किया गया है तो वो हमेशा से इंफिनिटिव ही है. बट उसमें भी एक ट्रिकी पार्ट होता है ना. देयर आर, इंग्लिश में हमेशा कोई ना कोई एक्सेप्शन होता ही है. सिंपल सीधा साधा है ही नहीं कुछ. इसमें क्या है, कई बार वो इन्फिनेटिव होता है बट उसके आगे टू नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि ये वर्ड्स जो है, ये वाले ये वर्ब्स ये उन वर्ब्स की लिस्ट है जिनके पीछे टू नहीं लगता. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हम ये सेंटेंस लेते हैं, द टीचर हेल्प अस अंडरस्टैंड द टेंसेस. नाउ हेल्प अस टू अंडरस्टैंड द टेंसेस नहीं आएगा, टू नहीं आएगा, ये फिर भी इन्फिनिटिव ही है. ओके ये फिर भी देखो, हम सेंटेंस चेंज करके देखते हैं. सेंटेंस के में टीचर के बदले मैं हम लोग प्लूरल सब्जेक्ट लेते हैं. प्लूरल नहीं लेते क्योंकि हेल्प पास्ट टेंस में है तो वो हेल्प ही रहेगा. हम टेंस बदलते हैं. ओके, द टीचर इज हेल्पिंग अस. सो मैंने टेंस पास्ट टेंस थी, उसके बदले प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस कर दी. तो टीचर इज हेल्पिंग, सो हेल्प का इज हेल्पिंग हो गया, बट अंडरस्टैंड का अंडरस्टैंड ही रहेगा, राइट? सो टीचर इज हेल्पिंग अस अंडरस्टैंड द टेंसेस. तो अंडरस्टैंड का अंडरस्टैंड ही रहेगा, वो चेंज नहीं होता है. तो कई बार आपको अगर समझ में नहीं आए, नहीं है इसमें अंडरस्टैंड है बट अंडरस्टैंड के आगे पीछे ना कोई हेल्पिंग वर्ब है, वो चेंज भी नहीं हो रहा है, बट अंडरस्टैंड है तो वर्ब, तो वो क्या होगा, तो वो इन्फिनिटिव है. ओके चलो एक और देखते हैं. इसमें इसके अलावा मैं बोलती हूँ. चलो, आई हियर can think of, I was waiting to watch a movie. So I was waiting to watch a movie. Again, मैंने waiting, अच्छा मैंने सॉरी watching the dog eat his food, right? I was watching the dog eat his food. So was watching the dog eat his food. Again, I watched the dog eat his food. तो यहाँ पे eating है. If you notice, यहाँ पे मैंने किया है was watching और यहाँ पे है watch. तो ये past पर continuous tense है और यहाँ पे simple past tense है. But eat ही रहता है. So eat is the verb, right? तो वो change नहीं होता है. If you notice, it doesn't change. Guys, just give me one. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I had something at home I needed to attend. Okay, so okay. So we'll move on. The next slide. Now infinitives noun की तरह भी यूज होते हैं, इन्फिनेटिव एडजेक्टिव की तरह भी यूज होते हैं और इन्फिनेटिव एडवर्ब की जगह पे भी यूज होते हैं. इन्फिनेटिव कहीं पे भी फिट होता है. तो देखिए इस सेंटेंस में ही ट्राइड टू फाइंड द डॉग. ट्राइड व्हाट टू फाइंड द डॉग. तो यहाँ पे ये नाउन है, राइट. फिर उप्स, हम गलत जगह आ गए. Sorry about that. अरे okay. I do not mean to read. I do not mean what to read. तो वो भी नाउन है. The speaker is about to begin. यहाँ पे speaker is about to what? To begin. Okay? ये object of preposition है. Preposition about का object है, right? What is happening? Okay. तो ये ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ preposition about है. Infinitive as an adjective. This is not the time. किस चीज का time? To play. So it is modifying or qualifying the noun time. The first attempt to build the Panama Canal ended in failure. Again, here the first attempt. Which attempt to build the Panama Canal? So this is acting as a qualifying or modifier to the noun attempt, the first attempt. Okay? He lacked the strength to resist. Lacked the strength. Strength को modify कर रहा है. Strength is the noun. Lacked what? The strength to resist. किस तरह की strength? Strength to resist. So वो modify कर रहा है strength को. Okay, infinitive as an adverb. So infinitive कई बार adverb भी तरह भी use होता है. We must study to learn. Study how to learn. Okay? Or for what? So also to learn. To win, you need the highest number of points. Why do you need the highest number of points? To win. So it is giving you a reason. And hence, it's an adverb. We nailed plywood on the store window to prepare for the storm. Why? To prepare for the storm. So again, it's giving you a reason and hence it is an adverb. Okay? Nailed why? To prepare for the storm. Right? You need the highest number of points. Why? To win. Okay? Just hold on. Okay, there are few more examples to make us learn about. So I've put all of them together, right? Leaping dolphin is a great sight to behold, but fishing is what I like. So here, leaping dolphins. What kind of dolphins? Leaping. So again, this is a participle. So this here, so I'll underline the participle, okay? So leaping is a participle. Is a great sight to behold. Now behold is to behold. So it's an infinitive. But fishing is what I like. It is what I like. So this is a gerund. So I'm underlining the participle, putting the infinitives in a parenthesis and circling the gerunds. So that's how you will identify it. We are planning to visit the thundering waterfall. Now here you see planning, but it has a helping verb are with it, right? So it is neither a participle nor a gerund. It's a verb. It's a finite verb. Planning what? To visit. So to visit is an infinitive. Thundering waterfall. What kind of a waterfall? Thundering waterfall. So it's a participle. And then go boating. Go boating. So boating here is used as a noun. Okay, then go there. Name, place, animal, thing. There is a place. It's a noun. On finding no one to play with, the child began crying. So on finding, okay, on what? It's an object of preposition. So finding here is a gerund. Sorry, this boating is a gerund too. I have to circle it. Okay, no one to play. To play. To play with. Okay, so to play with. Again, an infinitive. The child began crying. Began what? Crying. Again, a gerund, noun. And his caring mother. What kind of a mother? Caring mother. तो यहाँ पे वो mother को modify कर रहा है noun को, तो participle होगा. Got him an ice cream. यहाँ पे an ice cream है, and ice cream नहीं है. Okay. Watching ducks is fun. We've already discussed this. This is a gerund. It is fun, right? Watching ducks is fun. A cracking sound broke the singing in the room. What kind of a sound? A cracking sound. But it broke. So cracking sound is used here as a gerund. If I just broke the singing, broke what? Sorry, यहाँ पे ये participle होगा. My bad. What kind of a sound? Cracking sound. Broke the singing. Singing here is used as a gerund. Broke it in the room, right? So it is used as a gerund. Okay. Trolling on the internet was Mohan's fascinating obsession till he had to pay a high price for it. So trolling on the internet, it was Mohan's. Okay. So here it is used as a gerund. Till he had to pay. To pay is an infinitive. Okay. And here, so this, oh, I'm making a mistake. Wait. This is wrong. Okay, it has to be a participle here. Trolling on the internet. So, and here, trolling on the internet, Mohan was caught. So he was doing this. Okay. I think we have to conclude pretty soon. So we will just quickly do the last slide, which is just checking what we know. It's going to be very easily done. Okay. So let's just do this quickly. Let's see how much do you know. Hai? So you can, if you want, you can just take a screenshot of this and maybe you can comment it on Octopod with the answers so that I'll know how much have you understood, right? Somebody is asking, ma'am, where is link on Octopod? On Octopod, you just have to go, you have to download the app and then go into Octoworld, and then you will be able to see the widget running basically with the exam ready logo. Okay, so let's just quickly solve this. Rani's new house, battered by bad weather, looks worn. Battered by bad weather. So which house? The one which is battered by bad weather. So battered here is a participle. She had been working very hard to reach her goal. She had been doing what? Working. So working here is a gerund. Sorry, My bad. She had been working. Here working is a verb. See, when I get confused. यहाँ पे working verb है. Simple verb. ना वो नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब नहीं है, वो वर्बल नहीं है, यहाँ पे वो वर्ब है. Had been working. देखो हेल्पिंग वर्ब है ना, तो वो had been working. So it's a verb. Okay. Okay. So this is, यहाँ पे ये participle है, we'll go with the same thing. यहाँ पे वो verb है. So this is a verb. This is a verb. Following a set of detailed guidelines, we could solve the puzzle. Following a set of detailed guidelines. By doing that, right? So here following is a participle. Hoping to catch the thief, infinitive. The actor said that the question asked by the journalist was rude and unfair. Which question? The one which was asked by the journalist. So again, it's a participle. My mother said that selling the house was the only viable option. Okay, mother said that it was the only viable option. So here this selling is a gerund. It's a gerund. Disappointed by his lack of concentration, the teacher gave up training for the act. This disappointed, it's a participle. When asked, the captain accepted that he had indeed slapped the player. Okay, I had forgotten to highlight it. The verb is slapped. Okay, so slapped is actually, sorry, no, not the slapped. Wait, it would be when asked, the captain accepted that he had indeed asked. Here, asked is a verb. Okay. So I think that concludes our session today. If you have any queries even after this, you can ask me in the comment section and I will be happy to answer that. Okay. So I think we will conclude our session today. Now, you all have a good day. Bye.